Okay, I get this question a lot, man. I talk a lot about the Lakers and their downfalls, but what can the Lakers do to actually be able to contend for a championship? And this is my answer. What they would have to do is build a time machine.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
And go back about 7 years to the point where they signed LeBron and just not sign that guy. I'll just play it, man. But in all seriousness, honestly, I just don't see anything that this roster can do, and I think that's what the issue is, especially this off season. Like, without a doubt, a lot of people throughout the years that LeBron has been here have thrown in the towel years ago. This team isn't it. Then there's people who were holding on hope and saying, no, they could fix this, they could fix that. And what I believe is that this offseason is probably the first offseason that Laker fans in a majority can open their eyes and say, oh, wow, yeah, no, this team isn't going anywhere. And that this entire time, they've been more focused on pushing gimmicks than winning championships. I think it's like it's irrefutable now. It's like it's there, it's out in the open, and if you know anything about basketball, you can see it with the Bronny James and the JJ Redick moves. The fact that Klay Thompson didn't come, and I had somebody ask me, man, like why are you hating on why would Klay Thompson make such a change for the Mavs but not that much of a change for the Lakers? And I give you the same answer. I just don't think he moves the needle for the Lakers because he's not really what the Lakers need. Like, yes, he'd be a great catch and shoot player, like, probably even a better version of Kyle Korver. But at this point in his career, he doesn't play defense no more. Like, he's not able to defend. He tore his ACL and his Achilles. And then his shooting is kind of streaky. The Lakers got a lot of players like that already, dude. I still contend. I've been saying it all year. Like, the Lakers have a top 3 talented roster. I think at this point it's probably about top 5 as far as talent's concerned. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, the Lakers have Austin Reeves, bro. He scores off the dribble. Like, he's a mid-range scorer. You have D'Lo, a great three-point shooter. You have LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You have Anthony Davis, who is the best defender in the league or close to it. And then, you have Rui Hachimura. Great power forward. Like, in my opinion, not that many teams got that much talent, dude. I think that the biggest issue, like, the Lakers didn't have a 3-point shooting issue last year. Like, they were scoring from 3 very well. A lot of times when their shooting percentage was down, it was really LeBron. Look at him. He had a lot of 2 and 9 nights. He had a lot of those. Like, he had a lot of 3 and 9 nights. Like, he was bringing the shooting percentage down. So that, like, when you look at it and you say, well, the Lakers this and that from 3, it's not really the entire team. Like, D'Lo didn't have an issue really shooting. He had that bad game in the playoffs, but he didn't have an issue shooting. Reeves could shoot. Torian Prince was shooting. Shoot. LeBron, he had nights here and there. I remember he did it to the Clippers once, went off. Christian Wood, we even had a center that could shoot. Christian Woods, like, scoring really wasn't the Lakers' issue. Their biggest issue is defense, and their starting 5 not buying into it, and that starts with LeBron. Like, the man at this point for years just hasn't played defense for years, and it's atrocious to watch. Reeves, like, he's an okay defender, but not really. He's a guard. And then D'Lo is just not really that much of a defender as well. He's a guard, though. Everybody else, so you got one of the best defenders in the league in AD, and then that's about it. That's not going to cut it for a championship. You know what I'm saying? So what I would do if I'm the Lakers, I would prioritize bringing a center that's more of a two-way center into this team. Kind of like they did when they had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Like, you need an actual big body that's going to be there with AD, somebody who can guard, not necessarily the perimeter, but guard it inside the paint. And I think that's what the Lakers really need to prioritize. Like, I mean, like a Miles Turner. I'm not saying that they can get Joel Embiid or something like that, but you need a solid center, man. Jakob Poeltl, somebody, Rudy Gobert would have been cool. They can't afford those players, but that's kind of like the ilk that you would need, and I think that's the problem because I don't see where the Lakers even get a center. Like, I remember him talking about taking a pay cut for Valanciunas. Like, that would have been a good move for the Lakers. It would have been solid. You have somebody who can guard the paint, sit there next to AD. Because if we're being honest, I know AD plays center, but he's really a power forward. He has a power forward's frame, and this is why he has such an issue when it comes to Nikola Jokic. Like, Jokic is a true center. That dude probably weighs like 50 pounds more than AD. He's 7 foot. He's really a big body. AD can't really guard that. I'm saying you'd have to rough up Jokic, kind of like how AD and Dwight did. Like, you'd have to battle him in the paint in order to give him an issue. I mean, that's kind of what Karl Towns and Gobert did. You know what I'm saying? That's why they won, and their athleticism got there. So, like, if we're being honest, the best move the Lakers could have made in hindsight, though, let's say this in hindsight, because a lot of people didn't even agree at the time, but if the Lakers would have pulled off that Pacers trade for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, that would have been the perfect move for the Lakers. I think that would have put them in contention status. Even that year when they lost to the Nuggets, they probably would not have lost if they had Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. And the reason why I say that is because they made that move for Vando, D'Lo, and Beasley. Beasley wound up being a dud. D'Lo and Vando are some good pieces, but again, I've always said the Lakers should have prioritized centers. The only issue is it just doesn't seem like that's what LeBron wanted. LeBron doesn't seem like he cares for centers, but most of the time when he wins, he has a good center on his team, so it always confuses me. Like, I mean, remember he had Mozgov? Remember he had Tristan Thompson when he was with the Cavs? Like, he had solid centers, and I don't know why he has an issue with it, but I think that move would have the Lakers still sitting there like as a big three or a big four to this day if they kept all those pieces. I mean, because really you would still have Reeves, you would have Hill, then you have Braun, then you have AD and Miles Turner. And Miles Turner is a really good center, man. A lot of people sleep on him, and I mean, I understand why. Like, who the fuck is watching Pacers games? Let's be honest. Like, who's watching the Pacers? I get it, but he would have been a solid piece, man. So I don't really think that there's much the Lakers can do now because it's just too late. The free agency is pretty much wrapped up. You know, you got to ride out this fucking coach and Bronny James, and, you know, that's the bullshit that you're getting. There's not really much that they can do now. There's not really too many trades, because if there was, they would have probably already made a trade. So nobody wants D'Lo's contract, even though honestly to me he's worth it. All I would say is just don't let them fool you into thinking this team doesn't have talent. If LeBron James, like, let's say they're in an alternate reality where Bronny James calls LeBron out because he can, and then LeBron just decides to have a change of heart and become the player he should be at this point in his age, which is a hustler. Someone focus on, you know, prioritizing defense, because let's be honest, LeBron plays zero freaking defense, right? They always have him on help side, and he never brings the help, okay? So let's say, like, he prioritizes that. He prioritizes not scoring and more just facilitating and then playing off ball when he can. You have a roster that's talented enough to get you there. You do. From a talent perspective. It's just when you put all the pieces together, they won't fit. The biggest piece that doesn't fit is LeBron James.
You can't get in!
Well, this is stupid. There's no room up here.
That's what we've been trying to tell you.
We've been stuck up here for 3 days.
We told you you wouldn't fit in.
And this is why people have issues with him getting this max contract and with the Lakers doubling down on keeping him. They should have did like the Clippers did Paul George and let him go. It would be better off. He's on from a basketball perspective, okay? Let's keep in mind he's just not worth it. He's not a max contract player from a basketball perspective, purely on the court, not off the court. But that's just my opinion, man. And after watching this team, I think that you would need a center for sure, and then you would have to prioritize getting LeBron to play a different type of offense. But I just don't see the Lakers doing any of those moves, and this is why it's hard to talk about what they can do to become better, because the roster they got is okay, it's solid, it's talented, but can all the pieces mesh together? And like I told you guys before, like, yeah, I don't even know if this team will make the playoffs because of how they fit, but let's be honest, like the way they play, like they were the 7th seed last year, but the 10th seed all year long, right? Those type of teams don't win championships, man. Like I told you guys in previous videos, like if you're not a top 3 in your seeding in your conference, you never win a championship. There's only been one team that's done it. So you don't win championships, bro, and that's just a fact of it. Like, and do anybody who's watched the Lakers free agency see them being a top 3 in the West this year? Like, can you really see them being top 3 in the West? Ideally speaking, I don't know how it would be possible. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say no. Like, they're not winning, and that's just what it is. And even if they made some trade, during the All-Star break, and again, like there'll be teams willing to trade by then. But even if they made some trade, I don't see some miracle situation popping up out their ass where all of a sudden they're better on defense and then better on offense. Like, but again, defense is an issue. So you guys let me know, man, what you think in the comment section. I did a little bit of spitballing in this video, but just from my perspective, that's how I look at it and how we see this roster. And this is exactly what brings so much frustration to people who watch the Lakers and support the Lakers. Like, you see that they understand it and they don't care. And I think that the organization has known this for years, but from a fan's perspective, it's like, I don't know how your eyes aren't open at this point. Every year the Lakers have done something kooky, but it's like, this point you should realize without a doubt, oh, they're just into the gimmicks, man. This team is gonna be the circus, and that is what it is. Like, people have called it out 5 years ago, but a lot of people just wasn't paying attention. You didn't have your eyes open. But if your eyes ain't open now, man, I don't know what to tell you. But thanks for watching this video, man. Make sure you guys do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to do, any type of topics y'all want me to bring up in my next videos, man, feel free to let me know. And I'm up out of here, man.